I've got the whole world in my hands. 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 Khalid's Playhouse. Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh my gosh. Hey, it's me, Khalid. I hope y'all all feeling blessed and highly favored today. Y'all already know what's up, y'all. Welcome to my podcast. I really just came to talk. I mean, it's not what the podcast is really all about. It's about talking and sharing and relating and communicating information. And communication itself, what does communication mean? The exchanging and sharing of information, okay? And knowledge and shit, okay? So, y'all, I have something I want to talk about because it's on my mind. I was editing the previous podcast, which was, I believe, 0809808, and that was an hour-long podcast. Hold on, give me a second. Let me turn this fan down. Yes. Alright, so y'all, let me tell y'all what the hell is going on. I just want to share what's on my mind, okay? Because as I was editing, I was thinking about a lot of different stuff, and just hear me out. Like, let's just talk, okay? And I think I keep saying let's just talk because I feel like my higher self keeps saying, Khalid, no, like, let's just talk. Like, for real, let us just talk. Like, you have to really, like, for me, y'all, I'm heavily driven by Gemini, Libra, Scorpio, Virgo. I'm very analytical, like, literally to the most minute detail, like, on some psychology shit. Like, I be asking myself, like, why do I say the things I do? Why did I choose that word? Why did I choose to say it that way? What is it really trying to say? And it's like, y'all, that takes a lot of awareness and a lot of thought, and we all direct our thoughts towards different things, and that's up to you. You choose where you put your mental energy. I actually put a lot of my mental energy into me and understanding me, to the point that all I really do understand is everything is really everything. And when you really bask in that, it gets really chaotic because it's like, for me, in my head, I'm just like, what the fuck is really going on? But it's like, y'all, sometimes I be thinking I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy because I truly do understand myself so much. But let me just jump straight to the thing, the objective. Okay, well, the objective right now is to share what's on my mind. But what's on my mind is obviously subjective because it's going to be based off of my perception, my emotions, and the thoughts that are on my mind rather than the actual task at hand. And my thoughts are influenced by my feelings and stuff. Obviously, emotion comes before cognition, so the way that we perceive things can ultimately alter how we think or how we actually perceive our own thoughts in that given moment, okay? I'm just smart for my own good. And let's just talk. I keep saying let's just talk because I could talk all day. Can't y'all just talk all day? Can't y'all just listen to me all day? Because at the end of the day, you're going to learn something. It's like, if I'm talking about me, whether I'm talking about you, and look, the cards that just came out while I was shuffling was Venus and Cancer and Jupiter and Libra. It says birth and negotiation. So I feel like I'm about to give birth to something new, and I need to negotiate. I need to find balance. Then at the bottom we have Mars and Virgo. My Mars is in Virgo, and it says criticism. I'm highly critical of myself, very much so. And now we have Mars and Cancer, Jupiter and Aquarius. It says quarrel, innovation, Sun and Taurus, acquisition. So now the Mars and Cancer, for me, how I'm interpreting it is internal conflict with my emotions here. See, this is the thing. It's like if this was one podcast earlier, I probably would have put the picture up to show you guys how it looks, so that it can just add into the feel of what's going on. But in reality, now, spirit, which is my higher self, or my other half, whatever be going on, I don't know how to describe it. It's like two people inside of me, but it's really me. Yo, I'm not crazy. Like, it's like a softer voice that sounds like me, and there's a louder voice that sounds like me. And one is like, it carries. One is like me, and the other one is, y'all have that soft voice in the back of your head that's always telling you the good stuff to do, or telling you how to do stuff better. Like, say you did something bad, and in your head you like, I want to take this cookie from the cookie jar, and then the smaller voice be like, Khalid, you know you shouldn't take the cookie from the cookie jar. Like, why would you do that? You know that's stealing. That's bad karma. Like, that's me. I don't know, y'all. Like, I love me some me, y'all. I love me some me. And I've gotten so acclimated and so in tune with this voice in my mind. I became friends with it. I feel like one with it. I know it's me, but it's weird talking about it to people. Well, it's because I'm perceiving it in that way. Like, it probably may not even be weird. It only feels less weird if you guys were able to relate to it, or relate to it in the way that I do. But the moment that it's like the moment that people don't relate to you, or people can't connect to you, it's almost like it makes you feel crazy, or it makes me feel crazy, perhaps maybe because somewhere deep down I am driven by social interaction and the connection between me and my outside world, my external reality here. But I think that goes to highlight our intrinsic desires. What do you want? You know that I'm recording, right?
I didn't know until you just started yelling about I walked out the door.
You know it's still recording, right?
I guess they just said you don't want me to tell.
No, I mean, if you're comfortable saying it.
Okay. So basically, I have posted my swimsuit pictures.
Hold on, y'all. Oh my gosh, y'all. I love my sister. I love my family. I love everybody. But y'all, there's something inside of me, a feeling inside of me that just be like, Khalid, you cannot allow that to keep happening. You cannot. I just can't. Because, you know why? I just lost train of thought of my objective, but in reality I didn't, because at the end of the day, the objective is what? Let's just motherfucking talk, okay? And it's crazy how... Let's get it back to the center of the topic. The center of the topic, in reality, I just want to address that this is a podcast, and if this is really about me sharing, I'm gonna look up the definition of communication. Y'all, like, this is who I am behind the camera, in front of the camera, outside the camera, in the camera, whatever the case may be. I keep saying camera, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Communication. What does communication mean? The imparting or exchanging of information or news, okay? That is what communication means. There's other definitions to it, but that is the definition that I was looking for. Heavy emphasis on confirmation bias. Is that technically confirmation bias? I mean, what is confirmation bias now? I just want to be politically correct. Confirmation bias is the tendency to search for, interpret, favor, and recall information in a way that confirms or supports one's prior beliefs. So it's like it's confirmation bias in a sense, but in reality, I feel like we all do confirmation bias, but it's like, nah. I was gonna get all confused in my thoughts and stuff, because I was gonna ask myself, like, is me searching up the definition of communication to clarify and confirm that what I was doing was the definition of communication, which is ultimately exchanging and sharing my ideas and information and news, right? But the reason why I even brought that up is because I'm on a podcast. This is a podcast. And I wanted to address, because my intuition telling me, Khalid, you might have to withdraw some emotion, because, y'all, when I don't harness my emotion and allow it to, y'all gonna hear a complete difference in tone, the way I speak, everything that's going on, because I'm just chatting. See, I sound crazy. I sound chaotic. I feel chaotic. I don't even know if I sound chaotic. I probably don't sound chaotic, perhaps because I'm actually communicating very properly. I know how to communicate. I know how to share my thoughts and my ideas. But the thing is see, this is highlighting that principle of what you perceive may not be exactly what's going on. So it's like I could be telling y'all I sound crazy. In reality, I don't sound crazy. It's just a reflection of how I feel about the words that I'm saying. And I feel like I sound crazy. But do I really sound crazy to you guys? No, I actually think I sound quite intelligent and quite intellectual, because I know how to speak on things objectively. Despite how subjective the topic is, I'm quite objective with the things that I'm trying to communicate. And that's what I love about me. Heavy emphasis on Gemini, okay? I freaking love having Gemini in my D9, and not this moon in Leo coming out. My moon is in Leo in Vedic, and it says appreciation, and this is all about self-appreciation. And it talks about in the moon in Leo how when the moon in Leo doesn't feel appreciated for their work or for whatever it is they got going on, they tend to go big or go home. They tend to get very dramatic or do things in a very dramatic way so that they can receive that appraisal or that attention that they rightfully deserve in the first place. And then we have the Mars and Sagittarius, domination. That's all about, I would say, projecting your principles and your philosophies and your religious dogmas on other people for them to emulate or ultimately understand, which is in my position. We also have the Mars and Leo, egotism. So I feel like that's just me projecting my ego in a sense where I'm trying to control the situation by communicating in a particular manner for you to actually understand me. And that's it. And I think when it really comes down to it, at least for me, one of my biggest desires is I genuinely want to be understood. Okay? And it's hard. I would say it's hard for others to discern or to unveil my intelligence and realize how much I actually care. And because I care, I say the things that I say from a caring standpoint. And sometimes I can really, and here's that Jupiter and Libra energy coming out again, negotiation. And then we have Mars and caution. So I feel like that's just telling me that I need to find balance in expressing what's on my mind and expressing how I really feel, okay? And now we have this Venus in Capricorn, and it's showing a picture of this little boy that's in a house, and he's trapped inside this little box. And I think that it's letting me know I feel trapped. I feel trapped within the convention. Is conventionality a word? Now I need to search up conventionality. Oh wow, conventionality is a word. A conventional usage, practice, or thing. The quality or state of being conventional, especially adherence to conventions. And then now we have the moon in Aquarius. And I just realized I searched up and we have moon in Sagittarius. It's so weird. All of my moon signs are coming out. So my moon sign in D7 in my Samsara chart. D7 is all about, those are the energies that you tend to take in relations to others. So when you're like dealing with other people, if you want to know how you come off when you're dealing with other people, and we have Mars and Virgo again. Anyways, if you want to understand more about how you come off to other people, especially in relationships and connections with others, look at your D7 chart, okay? In Vedic astrology, look at your D7 chart. That talks about the natal chart of your 7th house, okay? The natal chart of relationships and relations. The 7th house is ruled by Libra, and it rules relationships. Libra rules relating and relationships. Gemini rules connections. Aquarius rules community and communion in general, okay? And individuality as a whole, okay? So, I'm being guided to say we would never truly understand each other as individuals without the ability to communicate and relate to one another, okay? And that's the whole point of Aquarius being a fixed sign and channeling both Gemini and Libra energy in order to, I feel like personally, from my perspective, I feel like the fixed signs, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, and Leo, they all harness both the mutable and the cardinal signs, but then within that, they are energy of their own. I think that's, now I'm seeing 1 + 1 = 3. In reality, 1 + 1 = 3, guys, okay? And I'm saying this method in relations to what I'm trying to explain about cardinal, fixed, mutable. I say it in that order, cardinal, fixed, mutable, because the fixed sign, it's fixed. Notice how the fixed energies, they're always in the middle. Like when you relate it to, on a exoteric level, when you relate the astrology to the 4 seasons and stuff, you'll understand that Taurus season, so springtime starts in April, in the beginning of Aries, because Aries is the beginning of spring. Aries is the cardinal energy. Cardinal energy means initiate. It initiates, okay? So you have to understand, when you go from one, when you actually, in reality, despite it being the first, and despite it starting stuff, it also changes. Cardinal is also mutable in a sense where when you're shifting from one season to the other, you're ultimately going through a drastic change, okay? It's just that in that present moment, in the art of that change, there has to be a beginning, a middle, and an end to that season. Aries, and look, we have Saturn and Aries coming out. Aries merely dictates the beginning, the initiation into that energy. And I would say the initiation into the fixed energy of Taurus, because Taurus is the true fixed energy. It holds the prime energy of springtime. The heart of spring is in what? May. April showers bring May flowers. The showers is initiating the actual moment of spring that we all endure and love so much, okay? But when you see those showers, you understand that spring has just begun. April showers bring May flowers. The April showers and the May flowers, that whole thing is spring. But the flowers and the blooming and the animals having offspring in May, and that's all the core and the heart of springtime, Taurus energy. And that's why Taurus rules the Empress. So it's like, okay, y'all, I am no longer going to compensate for the lack of comprehension, which is a representation of the lack of intelligence or the lack of knowledge on the topics that I'm talking about. It's like, I feel like, I'm going to be honest, this is how I'm going to open up. This is what's on my heart. Because I find myself, as much as I love being a creative and creating these PowerPoint thingies, these like podcasts, because it's like, obviously you guys are going to be watching it on YouTube, maybe sometimes Instagram if I post a snippet. But notice those visuals. In reality, if this was a real podcast and I was streaming off of other platforms outside of YouTube that didn't include video, you would not be seeing anything. And to be honest, subjectively, I feel that when y'all really do listen to me, y'all probably so tuned into my voice, y'all probably not even really looking at the screens. But that's an assumption that's based off of something that I don't even know yet, because nobody's even shared whether they pay attention to any of the smaller little details that I put in the thing. So it's like, in reality, I need to find balance within myself. Because, and this that Gemini complex, y'all. It's like, I said I'm doing it for me, and I am doing it for me. It feels good to do it for me. But sometimes it doesn't feel good when I lose the balance within doing it. It's like, y'all, for example, if I have an hour worth of audio, but I want to show every card that flies out of my hands, in order for you guys to see and be more in tune with my experience behind the audio. It's like, y'all, I'll be working all day. I'll be losing all my energy, losing all my focus just to be making one damn audio. In reality, objectively, I want to just talk. I want to share how I feel. I want to share my thoughts. I want to just get it all out. I want to post. And there's no problem in that. But the only thing is, and look, we have Mercury in Capricorn organization. The problem is, I get in my own way because the expectations that I set for myself in relations to other people. Sometimes I get stuck because I set expectations and standards for myself that it's not impossible for me to reach, but perhaps it wasn't even meant for me to reach it because I wasn't setting that standard or those expectations from the understanding of what I was trying to get out of it in the first place. Like, what was I really trying to get out of being all extra with my podcast and the visuals? I wanted you guys to feel more at home. I wanted to confirm my intelligence, my intellect, and my psychic abilities. But in reality, it's like, y'all, I know I'm a psychic. I don't need. Perhaps somewhere deep down, I desire that. Because, y'all, I'm vulnerable as shit. That's the one thing. I can look in the mirror constantly. That's why I share that Gemini aspect. This is what be going on in my head, y'all. Like, I talk to myself in a sense where I'm constantly reflecting. Or maybe that's the goal. Maybe I'm supposed to teach y'all subjective, the art of perspective, the art of reflecting, the art of introspection, the art of subjective and objective reasoning. Perhaps that is ultimately what the main goal is. I think it was in my first podcast. I already said, y'all, I'm going to be shuffling cards to help me guide. It's going to help me guide myself in regards to the conversation at hand. And look, we have Saturn in Gemini, concentration. We have Mars in Gemini, decision. And then we have Mercury in Scorpio, extremism. All of these have Gemini energy. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and then we have 2 Mercury cards. So, y'all, I'm ruled by Gemini. I don't know what else to say. Gemini. I love me some Gemini because I love me some me. Gemini rules duality. Everything is ruled by duality. Darkness and light. Day and night. Right or wrong. Heaven or hell. Like, decision or no decision. Question, answer. Problem and solution. White and black. Color, no color. Clothes, no clothes. Like, but if we really understood that was the philosophy, or that law of the universe is heavily reflected in our reality, perhaps we will understand so much more about our nature as humans, and understand that we have to find balance within the duality of who we are. We're not perfect. We're perfectly imperfect because that's the way we were created. And perfection is only based off of perception. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. What did y'all get? What do y'all understand when people say that? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Because for me, that's saying that beauty is merely in the art of perception. We all have different eyes. We all have different minds, different feelings. And whatever we focus on and whatever meets us from our external reality, from whatever meets us internally in relation to our external reality, we're all going to have a different perception of it. We're all going to see it differently. We're all going to feel something different about it. We're all going to think something different about it, unless we relate to one another in a certain way where we relate to certain things in the same way. But it's like now that brings in that Aquarius energy. When you are around somebody that can relate to you in the same way you relate to yourself or relate to the things outside of yourself, and you have a whole bunch of people that do that within itself, that is a community. A community is a group of people that come together on a common ground or connect and relate to things on a common ground. I want to search up the definition of community. Community, a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. Having a particular characteristic in common. A feeling of fellowship with others as a result of sharing common attitude, interests, and goals. Community, communication. If you sharing, in order to share something, in order to share common attitudes, interests, and goals, you have to communicate those attitudes. Hold on. You have to communicate those common attitudes, interests, and goals. Communication, the imparting or exchanging of information or news. That information could be the imparting or exchanging of attitudes that y'all both share with each other. The imparting or sharing of ideals or feelings or thoughts that y'all could relate to, that y'all could connect to. We are all driven by the desire to connect to things inside of and outside of ourselves. And then in my mind I hear, but why though? Because we're motherfucking human. That's what we here to fucking do. Connect. Did God or did the ultimate consciousness not create this universe or this manifestation for us to connect to it and embrace it and enjoy it for what it is? Both the good and the bad. We need the good in order to understand the bad. We need the bad in order to understand the good. But he saw that it was all good. Why? Because we have the hearts and the minds to discern and find peace within that duality, within that chaos. He hovered over the darkness and he saw that it was dark and void, or it was chaos or some shit. My bad. Hold on. Let me quote this properly, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pause it so I can find it. Y'all, I was finna get into the scripture, but y'all, I ain't even finna go there. That's dead. Because we all perceive the scripture in different ways. And I challenge people to think for themselves when they read the scriptures or tap into any religious text, because people receive so many different insights from reading one text. Just like a picture is worth 1,000 words, a book is worth 1,000 perceptions. Oh, that was bomb. I might as well write that down. A picture is worth 1,000 words, but a book is worth 1,000 perspectives. That's what I want to say. Period. Because y'all, and y'all can't steal that quote from me. I know I just made that quote. So if y'all see it around, y'all better quote me in that shit. Stop playing. I want to be the next, like, Maya Angelou. That's what I heard. I aspire to be great. I am great. I aspire for greatness, and I hope you guys do too. And now I think I could leave it at an hour limit for the podcast. Because let's just talk. Like, what the hell be going on with y'all? Shit. Because I like how I just got that out. I feel so much better. I definitely had pictured it saying everything differently in my mind. But at least I expressed how I felt and what was on my mind. Give me a sec. I'm going to go wash my hands because I need to put some Blistex and Vaseline on my lips. I touched my cat. When I was washing my hands, something came to me and I was saying like perhaps we only feel, so 1122. I'm going to search up that angel number, 1122. But anyways, in my head I heard perhaps we only feel trapped, confused, or limited by how we feel or what we think or how we think because it's like we're not open to communicating it or sharing it even with our own selves. I feel like sometimes we're even scared to communicate with our own selves in the mirror to truly understand. Like, have y'all really had a conversation with yourself? Sometimes it gets so deep, it be like, damn, I wasn't even expecting to go there. Sometimes we so afraid to even see our own selves that we limit the things that we share, or we limit the exposure. Because in order for your darkness to transform into light, it needs to be exposed in the light, and light is awareness. But perhaps we choose not to be aware of stuff because we don't either know how to express it or communicate it, or we don't want to because of the perception that it is so dark, or it's so wrong, or we might be judged, or we're failures, or nobody cares. It's just all perception. We need to think positive things so we can breed positive results in all things. In reality, like sadness and anger and the emotions that we deem negative aren't even negative. It's just because we perceive them to be negative. And we only perceive them to be negative based on what we see as a reaction to those emotions. But that's not... Just because somebody chose to react in an unhealthy way to these emotions that are very much healthy and positive, because they're all signifying something of importance in your internal reality or in your soul, that is not fair. It's like when you get angry, that's your soul telling you that you don't deserve to be. It's like you don't deserve to be going through what you're going through, or you need to remove yourself from this situation because your soul don't deserve to be experiencing what it's experiencing. When you're sad, it's the same thing. Like, these emotions that we deem negative are only indicators that something is wrong. But how do we make that wrong right? How do we solve that problem? How do we tackle it? How do we react to it? That is what creates the perception that these quote-unquote negative emotions that we naturally feel in relation to our external reality and our perception of our internal reality comes from. And we have Mars in Leo again, egotism, and Mars in Cancer, quarrel. You remember what I said about internal conflict? And we have Moon in Gemini, adaptability. The Moon is all about your internal feelings, your internal reality, your soul energy. Gemini is all about that dual nature and the communication. So I feel like that's talking about we need to adapt. And the only way that you can adapt is by strengthening that communication with you and your internal aspects. Excuse me. I don't know. I might just leave it here. Cause you running me dry. Oh girl, you running me dry. Cry my last teardrop. But I feel like I'm ran dry of my thoughts. I don't know what else to say, to be honest. Ooh, I want to get a I Ching card. I want to get an I Ching message. A message from the I Ching. Okay, so we have I Ching 61, centering in truth. Wind above, lake below. So I'm about to read what it says. Centering in truth. Centering in truth involves becoming conscious of the relationship between your heart and the circumstances of your life. Oh God, y'all. Oh God, I'm a magician. Like God, like I got superpowers, y'all. I got superpowers. This was selected at random, like, bruh, and I'm so new to I Ching. Y'all, let me get into this, because I'm on my bed, I'm relaxed, I feel good. Centering in truth. Centering in truth involves becoming conscious of the relationship between your heart and the circumstances of your life. This requires connecting with the fundamental wisdom that is within you, within other people, and within all of nature. Truth becomes power when you let go of prejudice and make yourself receptive to the world as it really is. This kind of inner transformation can produce a remarkably influential person, but it is difficult to achieve in the distracting modern world of false messages and fake friendships. It is achieved only by those who cultivate a genuine openness to the way things are and possess a willingness to see into the heart of things rather than merely looking at appearances. When your inner life is clouded, your influence in the world is likewise hidden. If you are fearful, you will be attacked. If you cloak mysteries with dogma, opportunities for insight will be lost. If you waver in upholding your principles, you will be tested. Yet when you are firm and strong, the power of truth can break through even the most stubborn minds, including your own. In a debate, the power to perceive the truth in another's position is essential to winning the contest. Generally, it is possible to influence even the most difficult people or improve the most difficult circumstance through the power of shedding light on universal truths. For truth is something to which all things naturally respond. Get in touch with that part of yourself that is in touch with this power. Cultivate this ability and become adept at using it, as it will allow you to relate to those who might come to share a common purpose with you for the greater good. There are no changing lines in this I Ching. The present and future hexagrams are identical, and because there are no changing lines, this indicates that the energies regarding your topic are currently stable without major changes to consider. Y'all, do I even need to explain the confirmation that card just gave me in regards to this whole conversation we just had? And I think I just found the flow of what I want to do in regards to these podcasts, y'all, because I'm feeling bomb. I'm feeling good. It made me wanna talk for an hour. But y'all, we didn't even clarify 1122. You remember I said I was gonna talk about 1122? So let me save this journal entry, because this is a journal. It pulled a random I Ching card for me, but I could use it to channel the energy. I know how to manipulate energy. So do y'all. We are magicians. We all know it's magic in our thoughts, magic in our feelings and stuff. When you channel all of that and put it towards and manifesting a direct outcome, you will get that outcome. That's what manifestation is all about. Let's get into what does 1122 mean? When you see 1122, it's a reminder that your world is affected. Whoa. Whoa. When you see 1122, it's a reminder that your world is affected by every thought you think and every action you take. When you create positive changes in your own life, you will see positive changes circulate and reflect back in your world. Period. I'm done. And y'all, keep in mind, if this was a podcast earlier, I would have screenshotted this, put it on a podcast for y'all to see. But in reality, let's be realistic. Y'all, I'm tired of doing that shit. I ain't even gonna ask if y'all like it, because I don't care. I gotta find balance in doing stuff for me and doing stuff for you. This ain't no TV. And it's like, ultimately, if I'm trying to manifest something bigger for myself, I see this going beyond YouTube. And if it's not on YouTube and it's really a podcast, is there such thing as a visual podcast? Podcasts don't really have visuals from my understanding. A visual podcast. A video podcast is simply a podcast with a video element. The video element could be as simple or as complex as you like, but it often consists of a single... Well, I didn't tap on the full website to see what this was saying, but... Oh, it say 43% of monthly podcast listeners say they've enjoyed podcast content on YouTube in the last year, which means you probably have potential fans, brother. I don't know. It's something to think about. Oh, but it say, what is a video podcast? It says a video podcast is simply a podcast with a video element. The video element could be as simple or as complex as you like, but it often consists of a single static image or video recording of the podcast host and guests. That's fine. I already have that up there. I mean, y'all see the little kaleidoscope thing, and look at the bottom, it say intuition, and it say moon and Pisces empathy. I mean, y'all, I'm really not pressed to be copying it, like screenshotting it and putting it up there. It just takes too much out of my time and out of my energy, and I can't stand that. I think I really genuinely want you guys to focus on what I'm saying, and I think if you guys could find the true value in the things that I'm saying and the flow of the conversation, you wouldn't even need to look at the pictures that I'm putting to confirm. Because I think also, like, I used to do that from deep down. I feel like it comes from... Okay, people have undermined my intelligence and my intuition and my psychic abilities for a very long time. And I built this construct, this internal subconscious construct of having to prove people wrong. And I think... And Mars is in Virgo right now, and they definitely said in one of the readings I was watching that, actually in like 3 or 4 readings, that I need to be careful in the way that I say things because people can perceive it in the wrong way, or like the things that I say may come off harsh and stuff. But it really comes from a place of like misunderstanding and stuff. Like, this is so deep. Now I just feel like my solar plexus and my heart chakra just kind of rumbling, because it's like, I feel like crying a little bit, but I'm not sad. It's just like my soul just be like, damn. Like, Khalid. Because I feel like people can't... I'm trying to touch your hearts with who I am. I'm trying to express myself and who I am. But I can't help but feel that people can't see through my intellect and my intelligence. They can't see my heart. They can't see my love. They can't see my emotions. Like, first, like, some people just see my face. Some people just see how I look, and then they base, like, it gets nothing. It doesn't get past that. And then some people, and then when they do get past that, it's usually because they realize that I'm intelligent, that I'm like way smarter than I look. Some people actually think that I'm like some like Model S bimbo or something. especially like the guys that I talk to, the guys that I've always encountered, it's not even women, it's men, and specifically black men. And on top of that, within the LGBTQ community, they still carry the same stereotypes as the straight black men too. Thinking pretty women or pretty people are dumb, or people overall just connecting to the attraction that they have for you rather than focusing on their intellect and their emotional intelligence and the true things that they can offer and bring to the culmination, maturation, and value of somebody else's life. But once again, that's all based on what people value. That's based on their principles. And it's sad to say that when it comes to relationships and friendships and connections, it's like, wow. And didn't I just confirm that in the I Ching? Like, people don't see beyond the personality or the attraction, and they get so caught up in that people don't really take the time to understand people's hearts and their minds and the nature of it, or what's really going on behind closed doors. And that's why I refuse to just be around just anybody anymore, because people don't really have their best at heart, because when they don't even have the best at heart for themselves, because they don't even take the time to understand that. And because I constantly put in effort to understand myself in relation to what I got going on in my life and in relation to others, I can't be around other people that don't relate on that level, you know, that are not trying to be consciously aware of how they make other people feel, or how they make their own selves feel, or what they got going on in their internal reality and how that is affecting their decisions as we speak. If you can't face that to awaken to the true reality of your life and your position in the lives of others, I cannot fuck with you, bro. Respectfully, I can tolerate y'all because I love humanity, but y'all, I cannot tolerate people that don't uphold those basic universal principles. And it's basic to the universe and to God, but to us it comes off so complex, because as we try to dive deeper into that understanding of those principles, it's a constant reflection of the smaller things that go on inside of us that we may not have even been paying attention to in the first place. Okay? That shit's irritating, bruh. Because I could sit here and read myself and pick myself to pieces, not because I hate myself, but because I really genuinely want to do better in regards to humanity, in regards to the humanity that's reflected in me. I really want to bring out the God within me, the goddess within me, the angel, my heart. This feeling like I feel so relieved, but I feel so stressed at the same time. It's like my soul is like, yes, Khalid, you're freeing me. Like, I'm free. But my ego's like, oh, Khalid, all of this weight on your back. And now I got the whole world in my hands. When you really understand that you do have the whole world in your hands, that's a lot of weight. Like, do y'all even understand the weight that y'all hold at just being human beings on earth, bro? In relations to the world, do y'all know how much weight one person holds? One person holds just as much weight as humanity holds as a whole. Because one person is a fraction or a reflection, a fractal of the whole. And for every one person that is not aware, for every one person that is not conscious, for every one person that doesn't take the time to understand their internal reality, it's a reflection of our reality as a whole, which is broken as shit. And the people that try to bring this world together are people that are consciously aware of the nature of humanity, or the nature of who they are. And because they're so aware of that nature, there's a passion or a drive within them that pushes them to express certain things within themselves, whether it's their thoughts, their emotions, their perception, whatever the case may be, in order to create a more ideal understanding of the objective at hand. You choose that objective. At the end of the day, I ain't need no fucking video podcast for that, or no little snippet things in the video for that. Because I like was getting irritated and getting tired of doing that, because it's like, y'all, it don't even matter. Do it even matter whether y'all believe if what I'm doing is real? Because some people can't even believe that, when I say these cards be popping out, and be reflecting the things that I'm saying. And look, I just split the deck, and it got Leo Moon, appreciation. It's all about self-appreciation. I appreciate myself. I appreciate my gifts. And nobody will ever fully value what I got going on with me, myself, and I than me, myself, and I. And if people is valuing what you got going on for yourself and within yourself, or whatever the case may be, more than you value it, that means you don't even know the half of how powerful and how great you are. Just imagine when you truly value the power that you possess. It just brings more power. It don't matter if people don't believe in that power. Because even if they don't want to look, bitch, they still looking. It's like, I hear, as much as people want to be ignorant to the light, they still face the sun every fucking day. As much as people want to live in their darkness, they still got to face the sun in some extent. Because the fact that you facing the darkness is some aspect within you that's acknowledging that you don't want to face the light, and that the light is there. Point blank, period. For somebody that lies because they don't want to see the truth, they have already acknowledged that the truth is already there and the truth exists. So you just create an illusion for yourself. Light creates shadows for a reason. And there's a lot of truth in the shadow too. Because the light that people try to project ain't always real, ain't always true. That's why they had the moon. Because the moon illuminates the shadows. The light of the sun casts shadows on people. The moon, the light of the moon, reflects and illuminates the shadows in the dark. That's why there's so much truth in your subconscious. The moon rules the subconscious world. Your dreams. Have y'all ever tried to decipher y'all dreams and see what messages really be coming out? Y'all, for real. It is what it is. I'm tired. Oh, we at 54 minutes. That's good. I mean, once I add all these different elements in it and stuff to the video, it's not gonna be, y'all not gonna be seeing it on real time, but for me, it's 54 minutes through. So I'm pressed. I have fun. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me. I love y'all. I love me. And I love y'all too. finna go eat me a nice bowl of cereal and granola. Hop in the shower, do my thing. Yeah, let's just end it. Peace, love, and light. Namaste. Take care. Stay tuned. Bye. Mwah.